Welcome. I thank you again for viewing my YouTube channel. I'm Clarito, and this is my first video. In this video, there is something that is very important that I wish to say, which is something that is not very easy for me. But deep down, I know someone has to stand up and say something and expose this narcissist for what they are. She's playing the victim card and targeting other innocent people. Why she is a narcissist? Well, the proof of her fooling blatantly and fooling blatantly the innocent people on YouTube, mainly the Dimash and Dimash fan, which is something that I would not stand for. I deeply wish to apologize to Dimash and Dimash fan, but Joy Awakening is using Dimash as a tool to malign and spread her smearing campaign against the innocent Sree Maa, Sree Maa, and Cosmic Fusion. And the facilitator in training, which is in short for FEAT, which is I am part of. Joy Awakening totally has no shame, and I'm here to expose for what she is and teach her that people are not things to be used and abused. My deepest heartfelt to you, Dimash. I love your song. And your voice and how you are able to express your emotion and your soul in each song. Every time you sing, you have a beautiful soul that that just comes out. You are truly amazing. I really wish that you will not be dragged in this video, but with Joy Awakening, melodramatic drama that she is creating, all these emotional love songs that she is analyzing are only to get into my head and make me think that this is how much she loves me. How sad it is to witness that even a soulful singer and his fans get abused by these two-faced liars. I hope that Dimash and your fans will forgive me for bringing up your name in the videos, as I am simply wishing to highlight how some covert narcissist is using you and your music to target your fans who might be emotional and empath like myself. I believe it's important to blow the whistle on covert narcissists by their victims and call them out on their actions. There is thousands of evidence in WhatsApp, Messenger, emails at how she have lied, bullied, manipulated, groomed, used and abused, demanded money from the volunteers of Cosmic Fusion, at how Joy Awakening, Zulin Core, Irene Core siphon data from Cosmic Fusion, intellectual property and copyright material. She has changed her name to fool the innocent people. Otherwise, what could be the reason be? Plus, it's a proof her intentional use of the word awakening and healing transmission is of passing off she has done by blatantly stealing intellectual property and copyright material of Cosmic Fusion. It has been her pattern. First, she used Cosmic Fusion resources to get attention and feel superior as a healer, and now she is using Dimash and his music to mirror emotion and project she is hurt. It has come to my notice that Joy Awakening has been talking total utter rubbish for whatever she's won. And after contemplating and reflection, it will be so wrong for me to keep quiet, knowing what I know about the truth of Joy Awakening, who is a very vicious snake that there is. Not only that, but a poisonous one, who I've been working closely with since being in the same group of attendees in the Cosmic Fusion Awakening Transformation Workshop in December 2012. I have been a victim of a very greedy, ambitious, covert narcissist had talked to her husband and had made him aware of her devious ways and her um, unhealthy obsession towards me. It truly pained me to see how appalling, despicable Joy Awakening has been without conscience. She is lying through her teeth and breaching the trust that has been bestowed on her by Cosmic Fusion and the founder of Cosmic Fusion, fellow volunteers in the FIT program, all done under the guise of volunteer and a friend. She's always had a very well orchestrated, malicious plan with an intent to manipulate and take advantage as much as she could. She has taken advantage of everyone's kindness. Joy Awakening is a two-faced. She will show me how vulnerable, dedicated, and hardworking she was in volunteering and show how great ethics she has. But all this was manipulation so that others would put their guards down and become trusting. She used this facade to gain my support by showing me how hardworking and sincere she is. But all this was just a guise. I have been a supply for her for years. I have started noticing it since the trip with Joy Awakening to Taiwan last February 2017. I started joining the dots slowly, but she had succeededly in breaking my self-worth, and to such an extent that even when I questioned her, she threw tantrums and diverted the entire topic and shifted the blames on me. And she would always put on how I've been overreacting and told me I had an anger issue. Have worked closely with Joy Awakening for a very long time, and Joy Awakening, also known as Komal, Irene Ko, Sherry, and Zulin Ko, and now taking on new names as Joy Awakening or Joy Ko, which is not so original, but the Joy Awakening, she's just using it in spite against Cosmic Fusion, amazing workshop, the Awakening Transformation. Not knowing that while Joy Awakening promoted Cosmic Fusion, she has slyly stealing from Cosmic Fusion. More details in a future video in which I will prove it without a doubt what she has been doing and how she's able to put me in a ploy and put me in debt. And yes, I will explain that more in another video. So do like and subscribe and be the first one to hear the gory details on my experience with narcissists in a spiritual group and how she was able to groom me and use me and abuse me for 5 years. Also, I am an empath. I think there is a lot of empath out there who is like myself are targeted as a supply by narcissistic personality disorder, or for short NPD. So this is my experience with narcissist energy vampires, and I'm hoping that many out there able to get some benefit out of it on picking up the red flags through my experience, and I'll be sharing the tactics and some of the red flags that I missed out on. I mean, it is very clear to me right now, but at the time when being used and abused, I wasn't able to identify it. As a victim of a NPD, it's not just as bad, the damage within your emotional, emotional and your mental damages, but also for the soul. There also are soul-sucking NPDs out there, and some of them they just all are part of our society, and it is the new pandemic that is going around the world. and I'm hoping that at least I'm able to express out. It is something that you cannot do, use and abuse anyone for your own selfish deed. So this is why I created this video, and to expose, at least expose the two malignant narcissists that is out there, who is creating who is doing a smearing campaign against Cosmic Fusion and Sree Maa. The ones who knew us as Kumal and Hanuman will know that Joy Awakening, myself, were volunteers and representatives of Cosmic Fusion. As a volunteer, I have witnessed how Joy Awakening has been stealing intellectual property, copyright material, and siphoning it to grow her own business and database. I have also discovered that Joy Awakening, now using a different name, is on a parole again. As a victim of narcissist who has been used as her supply, I couldn't see it when it's happening. But since last June 2017, I have been reflecting on how I have been abused, and have been made party to abuse another innocent party, which is I very much regret, and which I will be sharing more. But since then, I have found that Joy Awakening is operating under a new name on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. She is in full assault in engaging in a smearing campaign with I-Wolf-Rene, also known as Dahlia. I-Wolf-Rene is Amotzias, another malignant narcissist from Auckland, New Zealand. I openly declare that both will not be able to dig the narcissist's fangs into any other innocent parties, as I am a witness to many of Joy Awakening I-Wolf-Rene's planning and doings. After spending a long time contemplating, doing reflection, and working closely with a YouTuber who helps victims of narcissism to figure out what was going on in the relationship, what sort of tactics and strategies I used to break the victim's self-worth, and at the very same time being consumed by them as a narcissistic supply. The poisonous fangs were dug deep inside me, and she had made me live in so much guilt. She had the most obsessive, unhealthy interest in me since from the beginning, which I had never encouraged for two reasons. One was that I am not interested in women, and the other reason are that my purpose in life was different. When she was hanging around me from the beginning, there were sexual advances which I rejected vehemently, but she continues her sexual advancement, even going to the extent of boosting my ego by saying that while we were doing an energetic exercise that she had an orgasm. I'll be sharing more details on our future videos. As over the years, she always acted in a vulnerable way and made me take care of her by hook or by crook. As she knew my nature as such that even when there was a tears in my eyes, I'm always ready to wipe someone else's tears. Only after hours of reflection and reading hundreds of articles online, I have realized that I was a victim of a covert narcissist who was using and grooming and abusing me. And when I followed the no contact advice, things got far worse. Joy Awakening was obsessive and trying to get into my head. She was using her husband to run the house and to be the father and the mother to the son, as she had no time for them. Using me as a cash cow to hand out cash to her. And looking back, I can see what a big idiot I was. She was using her husband to look after herself and using me in the same way, and use and abuse my kindness to drive her everywhere, giving me excuses like her health is not good. I was made to do all the laborious work and carrying her luggage around, as well as make all payments for all the expos she wanted to run in 2014 and 15. I'm ashamed to say this, but I have to admit that under the influence and manipulation, I couldn't see at the time how she was using me to fulfill her joy awakening is a vicious snake that there is. I am ready to prove this allegation and open to any questions.